What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Lee Hammock, your favorite self aware narcissist. Today, we're going to be talking about how it doesn't take long for a relationship with a narcissist to become toxic and addictive. Like, the length does not mean it's not as intense. You know what I mean? So before we hop into today's episode, y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. It costs you $0 to subscribe to the channel. I know y'all love rocking with me. I appreciate every single person that hits that subscribe button and turns on those notifications. But yes, yeah, I talk to a lot of people. I do my one-on-ones. I get a lot of inspiration for my morning chats from my morning one-on-ones, right? My morning talks. This morning I was talking to a person, and they were kind of feeling ashamed about their situation. And it's like, well, keep seeing a lot of stories about people. Most of the stories are all of the stories I see are from people that have been in long-term relationships with narcissistic people. So I feel like my story is not as important, or I shouldn't be complaining, or you know, I shouldn't have been in it or whatever, because it wasn't even a full year. It wasn't even this amount of time. I told her, length does not always equal intensity. You can be in a very short-term relationship with a narcissistic person, and it can be intense as hell. Because what happens a lot of times in these toxic relationships, right, is that you squeeze a lot of relationship into a small space, right? So within 2-3 months of being in a relationship with a narcissist, it's like you've been in a relationship for 2-3 years, because you're doing so much so quickly. The way I normally describe it, as like you're in a car, like you're in this relationship vehicle with this narcissistic person, right? You're in this relationship vehicle with this narcissistic person, and you just hit the gas. So like you're flooring it. Like they mash the pedal to the floorboard, and you're flying down this highway, and you're blowing by relationship mile markers fast as hell. Like when you go on, like, if me and you are in two separate cars on the highway, it's like a damn race, right? Like you're in a relationship with a narcissist. I'm just in a normal, I guess, a non-toxic relationship, right? Not normal, a non-toxic, healthy relationship. We're going to speed limit. Sometimes we might go a little fast here and there. We're going 65. So we're passing relationship mile markers on time, right? We're saying I love yous in 3 to 6 months or whatever, 7 6 7 months. We're moving in together within 2 years. We're engaged in 3 years. We're married in 5 years, whatever the timetable is. That's just a random timetable, y'all. It could be short, it could be longer. um but you are in a toxic relationship, and you're not going 65. The speed limit is 65. You're going 120, 150. You're blowing by relationship mile markers. So if you mashing the gas from the very beginning, instead of, I love yous in 3 to 6 months, or whatever it is y'all would consider normal or healthy, you're saying it within a couple of weeks. Y'all are exchanging I love yous and living together within a couple of weeks, a month. Y'all are making plans for the future with a month in. Like, well, I can't wait to have your babies. I can't wait to put a baby in you. I know we only known each other for 86 hours, but I cannot wait to put a baby in you. I love you. I've never felt this way about anybody else. Ugh. You, you see what I'm saying? That's what be happening to so many people in these situations. You're blowing by relationship mile markers extremely fast. Like, that's why I tell people, slow down. Like, like, the relationship doesn't have to be long term for it to be intense. You can have a short term relationship, and they can be intense as hell with a narcissistic person, right? It can be short term, but it can be extremely intense. And this is what happens sometimes. Like, a lot of times, not even sometimes, a lot of times when you're dealing with narcissists, this is what can happen. Like, you can be in a short-term relationship, but again, you're flying past relationship mile markers. You're going 150. I'm going 65. You blow right by me. Vroom. Me and my partner been together for 6 months. We just said I love you for the first time, which might be too long to some of y'all, right? Could be 3 months. Me and my partner been together for 6 months, and we just said I love you for the first time. We meant it, right? Y'all look, 6 months, y'all married with a baby on the way. living together. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are going too fast. Slow it down. Y'all don't even really know each other. We're taking our time to get to know. In my car, we're taking out our time and getting to know each other. Y'all don't even know each other. Y'all just y'all doing the stuff and getting to know each other later on. You see what I'm saying? Like you're getting to know each other later on while y'all are doing this type of stuff. So that's why I tell people you have to slow down. Like slowing down benefits you greatly because narcissistic people, like y'all, speed is the weapon of a narcissist, right? Speed, going fast, benefits the narcissist. So that's why I'm telling y'all to slow the hell down because you can get twisted and tied up in these relationships very, very fast. You absolutely can. This happens to so many people. Um, so don't be ashamed because you've been in a short-term relationship and you feel like you're addicted to a person. It doesn't take a long time to get addicted. Like, if you're doing an illegal drug, all it takes is one hit and you're addicted. One hit, you're like, I don't want to really try this. I can't try this. I ain't gonna try it. Then you're like, ooh, I tried it. I need another one. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't take long to get addicted. So don't be ashamed of your experiences of what you've been through in these situations because it can happen. It can. Like you don't have to be with somebody for 20 years for it to be narcissist, for it to qualify as an abusive relationship. Like you can be in an abusive relationship for in a month in, a couple of weeks in. I've heard, just me being real, just being open with y'all. I've talked to so many people in my coaching sessions and in my support groups and whatnot that have been, in relationships that have been extremely short term. This is my support group link right here, y'all. You have been in relationships that might be a couple of months, and people putting their hands on them. People putting their hands around their throat and squeezing and trying to take them up out of here, and not in a BDSM way, in a I'm trying to send you to meet God way, not in a just like I'm gonna just choke you because you like it, girl. I'm gonna choke you because you don't like it. You see what I'm saying? This can happen very early on. Narcissistic people tend to want to push your boundaries very quickly. They tend to want to push things very quickly. This is what they like to do. So this is why I'm just telling y'all, it benefits you to slow down. It just does, y'all. It's one of those things that it absolutely is beneficial to you, can be beneficial to you. You just tap the brakes a little bit, y'all. Just a little bit. I know people, especially people, and I talk to a lot of people who are, just a little bit older. You know, I'm 39 years old, so I'm not a young sprout, right? I'm 39. So I'm not a young pup by any means. But I talk to people in their 40s and 50s and 60s. They were like, "Well, Lee, I ain't got a lot of time to go slow." So it's more common when you're older to move faster, which makes sense to me. I'm like, damn, you know what? It does make sense. It does make sense to move faster when this does make sense to think when you think about it, like when you're older to move faster because you feel like you don't have a lot of time, so you want to move fast. Like why are we taking our time? Let's get it popping, let's get it moving, right? But this can leave you open to a lot of manipulation as well. Just because somebody's older doesn't mean that they won't try to manipulate you, y'all. I don't care if they're 40, 50, 60. I've heard 65, 70-year-old dudes uh on dating apps, 65, 70-year-old women on dating apps, lying about their ages, lying about their situation, lying and cheating in their 60s and 70s. It doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really take a long time to get addicted to these relationships, y'all. But like the longer you're in it, the more, like I said, the harder the damage is going to be a lot of times. The harder it is to course correct. So don't be ashamed of your experiences. It's easy for me to say, hey, don't be ashamed of your experiences. And it's a lot tougher to deal with sometimes, but you can win. Y'all know that, right? You can absolutely win. In these situations, you can absolutely win. Like you are a winner. It just takes you to take time, tap the brakes. Because the faster you go, as I'm saying, you on that relationship highway, you're blowing by relationship mile markers. You're like, whoo, hey, babe, what did that sign say? You're going 150 miles per hour. What did that sign say back there? Oh, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to read it. It says, slow down. You're going too fast. It's, hey, you don't know each other. Hey, set boundaries. Y'all blowing by like, what does the sign say? But you know what happens when you're going fast? The faster you go, it's just like, and a lot of times what happens in these toxic relationships, the intensity is so quick. When it ends very abruptly. It can end very abruptly, which can be so damaging to you when you're moving so fast. Y'all are engaged, you got kids on the way, you're living together, you're saying I love you, you're making plans for the future, and this is 2-3 months into the relationship, and guess what happens? They discard you. So it's like slamming on brakes. When y'all are riding in this car, right? It's dangerous. You're on a dangerous ride, so you don't have seatbelts on. So what happens when you are going 150 miles per hour? You hit a brick wall, or you slam on brakes really fast. A lot of times you're gonna go through the windshield. So it's just like, take your time. Well, even when the relationship stops, you don't stop. You don't stop moving. You know, that's what physics 101. Like, just because the motion, if you're not restrained, even if the relationship stops, you're going to keep moving forward. You know, so take your time, y'all. Take your time to heal. Take your time moving forward. Like, if this is forever, why are you rushing? If this is meant to be, why are you rushing? Set boundaries. Use the word no. I just had to make that video today, y'all, because like I said, that woman, she was feeling super bad this morning. I was like, you know what? I got you. Anyways, y'all, thank you for tuning into another episode, y'all. If you don't know, our very first workshop of the year, in-person workshop, is going to be in Washington, D.C. on September the 14th. Me and my girl, Nia, we're putting together this live in-person workshop on the 14th. This is what it looks like: Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, in-person workshop, September 14th in Washington, D.C. Check it out. Me and Nia putting it together. You can go to mentalhealness.net/events to register, or you can, like, the link will be pinned to the top of the comment section, or in the top of the comment section and in the description of the video. mentalhealness.net/events to get registered, y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. You know, you subscribe to this channel if you already haven't. And as always, y'all, Mental Healness is out. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again. I will see you in the next video.